and welcome to Cruise 5. And our guest today happens to be the most accomplished Malawian musician and also a politician. He is a member of parliament for Balaka North. Welcome to the show, Mr. Lucius Banda.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I had a very bad flu and cough, so my voice sounds almost like yours, actually.
So mine is perpetually
yours is perpetually hoarse. So I'm looking up to becoming like you. My voice is getting there.
Well, when they're going to bless you with that?
I hope so. I hope so. We just wanted to know more about Lucius Banda. Where were you born?
I was born in Balaka.
Yes.
I was born in Balaka some 48 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, grew up in Balaka. Basically, everything is
You're a Balaka boy.
Balaka boy, yes.
How many were you in your family?
Well, there were 7 of us in the family.
Mm-hmm.
At first, and then 2 died.
Oh.
These are 2 that I was too young, I never saw.
Okay.
And then 2 more were born, so we maintained the number 7.
All right.
So we grew up as 7, but I think 5 years ago we lost a sister.
Mm-hmm.
Then now there are 6 of us.
Most of us know Paul Banda, who is your brother. Is there another brother around, or it's just you and Paul?
There are 2 brothers actually.
Oh, is it?
Paul was the second born.
Okay.
First born is Charles.
Uh-huh.
Second born was Paul. Third born was the sister that passed on,
Okay.
Sister Regina.
All right.
Then we have Francis.
Mm-hmm.
And then came me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Sister Grace and Sister Grena.
When you were growing up, what were your parents doing? Let's start with your dad.
So far I've got much that I can say how I grew up with my mother.
So you never grew up with your father?
No.
There was never a father figure in the house? Your mother never remarried?
No. When she remarried, obviously she lived with the husband. You know, the life in the village.
Yeah.
When a young mother has married, the children are usually left with
their
grandmother, or maybe the elder sister.
Yeah.
So that was a case with us. But for a short while, the marriage didn't even last that long.
Okay.
Yeah, my story is quite a sad one because my mother got married when she was very young. It was an early marriage. She was as little as 14 when she married my father.
Jeez, that's very young.
Yeah, and the father, who was around 25, married her and brought about children like in a very short space of time. 7 children, 2 died, remained 5 and divorced. So she was in her 20s with 5 children, single, uneducated.
What a way to live a life.
Terrible, terrible.
But still, you seem to have a lot of fond memories of your mother. What kind of woman was she?
She was a fighter. She was a great woman. It just pains me that I've not been able to she's not been rewarded to the work she did. As a single parent, she tried her best. It was very difficult because it combined single parenthood plus being young.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't easy for her, but she stood on until we reached a point we could work and raise some little money to pay school fees and start going to school.
And the name Zembani, how does it connect with your mother?
Well, Zembani, she's not called Zembani. My mother's name was Maria Jeremiah.
Okay.
Her father was Mr. Jeremiah, who is my granny.
Hmm.
But Zembani is a name I gave to my firstborn child because what happened was so dramatic that the boy was conceived. My wife was pregnant for my firstborn in the early months of 1995. That's January. That's when we discovered that she was expectant. And 3 days before the day we planned that my wife should meet my mother died.
Before she met your wife?
She met yes.
Ah, that's tragic.
The plan was she should meet my mother on the 13th of February, and my mother died on the 8th of February.
That's so tragic.
And then she was pregnant. Later in the year, a child was born.
So
Never saw the granny.
Ah.
So I said, Maya Zembamwana.
So you literally just created that name?
Yes, it's just my firstborn is called Johnny Zembani Banda. So whatever trade we trade under this
Zembani.
Yeah, Zembani as a name. To me, it's painful because everyone's wish is to your mother to see your wife.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
especially a mother who has literally raised you and
Exactly.
struggled so much, and she should have been very, very excited to meet
She was actually she actually pressed hard that I want to see the woman you're going to marry, because it was abnormal for us growing in the village to reach age 24 without
getting married.
not necessarily, but Miranda Mimbo Sambega. So
My
she was
son,
like,
what is happening?
are you okay? Is this one okay? You know how it used to be then.
Your introduction to music,
Yes.
your very, very first album was Son of a Poor Man, wasn't it?
Yes, it is.
So was that like your first major project, or you had also done something before that?
Well, I had done a few songs
Okay.
with a few songs which I was contributing to Hallelujah as an album contribution. Because normally when you're in a band, the way Black Missionaries is,
Yes.
I believe they do the same. Anyone can compose songs and put them together and let one person sing them.
Okay.
So we would contribute songs to Hallelujah band, and then the band leader would put them together, fix them, make them sound better, kind of rearranging them,
Yeah.
improving them, and record them. So I had a few songs which I gave to Hallelujah.
Okay.
Quite a number of them, yes.
Okay. And then you said, okay, Son of a Poor Man.
Then my direction started differing from the Hallelujah's direction.
Nangasema maimbo kombiza choir za church.
Exactly. It was all, but me, I was radical in my thinking. I was young as I was able to see things and say, this is not right. This is especially things to do with government.
I can sing about this.
Yes, I can sing about this. I can talk about it. Maybe it can change. You know, that thinking. So when time came, I went and recorded Son of a Poor Man, which you could feel a bit of politics in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That took me out of the mainstream Hallelujah thing.
We'll get to hear more about that. That's our guest today in Cruise 5, Lucius Banda. What kind of song you'd like to play for you?
Okay, let me start with the international one.
Yes.
My favorite song of all time
Yeah.
is Kiss from a Rose
Hey.
by Seal.
I'm with you. Take a listen to this one, Kiss from a Rose by Seal. The song Mabala, man, that was daring. That was daring. I don't think many nyimbo imene jemaruka. I don't think banayo ri banayi midoko nyimbo ina yake kumalawi kuno yoti inaluma ngati imene pamene daluma. And I think not people didn't just like the song. They were quite shocked by the boldness. Eh?
How?
How?
Akulimba Tima Ndijani.
This guy. What was going on in your mind?
Well, I believe God has blessed me with a heart of a child.
Hey,
Whereby, yeah, you touch a snake and you don't know what it will do, and you don't really care what it will do.
Yeah?
You will see when it happens. Hey.
When it bites you, oh my, this is a snake.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, it bites.
Yeah.
So you just like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say the truth. It will give a lesson.
Yeah.
People that were doing those things must know that we were observing. It was paining us, so that maybe tomorrow other people don't do the same. You know.
Did you suffer in any way as a result of doing that song?
I've suffered all my life because of these songs.
These songs always get you in trouble, don't they?
Yeah.
But you still keep on doing them.
Yeah, you see, you know, in life we are all born for a purpose.
Yeah.
And I believe that's my purpose for coming on earth, for being born in Malawi. There have to be other people who will speak no matter what. Unfortunately, we cannot all be the same.
We're cowards, is that what you're saying?
No. We are not cowards.
We are cowards.
We are strange.
Strange in a cowardly way.
I don't want to be insolent, but honestly,
But I mean,
strange.
I've heard it said that we are a little bit too docile for our own good, which probably you wouldn't also want to say. But somehow you see it in many ways. Like it takes a lot to get a Malawian angry, doesn't it?
Yeah, we have a negative. I don't know if there will be that description in English. We have a courage, a negative courage.
A negative courage.
Yes, because for someone to be stepping on your feet and you don't talk for a very long time, that's a lot of courage.
But you're feeling the pain.
Yes.
You're like, okay, I'm going to suffer it.
Yeah. The Malawians suffer silently, very comfortably. I am not that patient, and I will never take that.
I know you have shown us the politics through your music from the get-go, but then there comes a time when you said, I think I must stop hiding behind my songs. I should just go flat out and call myself a politician and contest for political office. How did that happen? When exactly did that happen?
There's always time that after you have sung and you think you have sung and sung and sung, maybe you start wanting to swing.
I've sung so much.
Yeah, I'd like to swing now.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
There came a time when I thought, let me go there and see what it is that stopped people from maintaining the good that they were before they joined, and all of a sudden they changed.
It changes them.
So I joined Parliament because I sang a lot of songs about MPs.
Yes.
Yes.
So many songs.
Somehow, sometimes I understand, say, oh, okay.
This is the
They're
reality.
doing this maybe because of this. For example, we all look up to MPs as people who are eating, they've forgotten about the people in the village. But when I joined, I realized that it's possible for you to be an MP and also be a victim, whereby everybody comes to you with all their problems, their personal problems, so much so that you can even fail to do the right. Some of them I can see.
Anaimba bega unari inu antu andale musamari na mize. Then he sings about it, and then he became a politician. And I think that's the moment of epiphany for you. You're like, oh my God, this is the reality.
It is, and it's a sad one because I sat down and I said, here's a contradiction. To me, I likened it with a family situation whereby you have a daughter.
Yes.
And you're telling that daughter, don't do zwenzi.
Yeah.
Don't indulge in premarital sex and all that.
Yes.
Don't do that. But then you are saying, mwana uja, you're asking mwana uja kuti yosugula kasunga gulendiwo. What are you saying to him?
You're dropping to accuse.
Because for her to get money, she's not working. Obviously, she's going to do exactly what you say. Now, we want our politicians to be honest. But we dump all our problems, including the personal ones, to them. That the demand for money for them is so huge, that wherever they are, they're thinking, where will I get money? Because I have to buy the coffins. This other gentleman wants me to buy iron sheets for his personal house. These are the issues that we get. No two ways about it. You get such people, Malata, ena wasindagula, angonde salira 20 oka. Check the price for the iron sheets. Well, but that's not supposed to be my job.
It's not my responsibility.
Yes, my salary, count it, here it is a pay slip. Malata 20 mukone now.
Paper.
So somewhere you understand that, okay, that's why others run away.
Yeah.
And just show up entire campaign. You know, there are those things. We have to teach our people to change the mindset and but still we still find that others would have been better. They've just been cruel.
Lucius Banda, our guest today in the program, Cruise 5, your next choice of a song.
Let me pay my respect to my brother Paul.
Paul.
Please play me Chimwemwe.
Yes.
Zakala Chimwemwe.
That MSCE certificate, was it fake?
I don't know it. I saw it in court.
That MSCE certificate, whose one was it?
It was not mine. I never tendered any.
They say you tendered a fake MSCE certificate to the Malawi Electoral Commission.
You know, Parliament didn't require us to present an MSc certificate. They wanted us to present a proof that we can speak English. And I presented an oath, which I made, and it was there. And the people that did that job of removing all that and put that everywhere are actually confessing now.
They are.
That
Who are they confessing to? They are
Me.
confessing to you?
Yes.
They should have confessed to the whole Malawi nation.
Because God is punishing them.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. But anyway, that's a case which went, and I think it may be...
Yeah. But that's the one that got you imprisoned, wasn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
How long were you in prison?
I was supposed to stay in prison for 21 months.
Okay.
I got released, I got acquitted 2 months after.
So you stayed for 2 months?
Yes.
Why did they acquit you? On good behavior or on what exactly?
No, the case was dismissed.
Oh, the case was dismissed
Yes.
and they acquitted you?
Yes.
But they say even 1 day in prison is a lifetime, don't they?
Yeah, but to me it was nothing strange. I had
Sure.
already been in prison before, like I told you before.
Yes.
My life with my mother sleeping on an empty tummy.
Abale.
Hey.
Tell me briefly about your experience in prison. We hear about it in bits and pieces through your songs, but I think it's still important to hear from you how it was like.
Prison was, to me, was okay.
It was. What surprised you most? Having lived as a free man and now as a man under bondage.
The fact that we have let our prison be just a mere penitentiary where people just get punishment, and not a reformatory where people have to reform.
They don't reform them anymore, don't they?
No,
Do
if anything, they teach them more on how to
No, but I'm
steal.
told there are skills that people learn, like carpentry and things like that in prison.
Learning does not just come from being taught a thing. Learning comes with the environment. You are in a situation whereby you eat once a day and you go to bed 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Do you learn anything from there? Are you able to understand anything? Because your problems will be hunger, you're waking up hungry, and usually you eat nandolo sapia. I don't see how one would learn something that way.
So they don't have like proper reformatory programs where they are trying to reform these prisoners?
Not at the time I was, maybe. It's been a long time, 11
so it was
years.
just you wake up in the morning and then you just go about your life really whichever way you want.
Whatever you want. If you are near the days to go home, then they allow you to go out, work in the field and stuff. Yeah. But honestly, I didn't see any serious programs being done.
You were actually sleeping in a cell?
Yes.
With other prisoners?
Yes.
Did some prisoners recognize you as the Lucius Banda?
From the day I entered the whole prison, everyone stopped everything and they came and clapped hands as I was entering.
They were clapping for you?
Soldier, up to when I got into my prison.
Wow.
Mind you, I had sung songs on their behalf before.
Yes.
I had been there singing for them. I had been there donating food with the Father Gamba. Then I was already a friend of everybody. When I went there, I wasn't a stranger. In fact, when I got there, there was, I think he's still there, Brother Honorable Kara, former MP Kara, who was serving a life sentence.
From Doha?
Yes, from Doha. Then he was staying at this other compartment where the notable people normally stay. So he was offering me, no, come stay here. I said, no, I want to stay with the prisoners in the main prison, the main cell. So everyone was surprised because they would have expected me to be in that secluded place.
Of course.
Yeah, I chose to be there, the B block.
What's the unusual request that you got while there? Did people come to you with some funny and strange or unusual requests? Did people ask you to sing, for example?
There would be such things a lot, yeah.
Did you sing?
Yeah, I would sing.
Or you were rarely ever in the mood to sing?
No, I would sing. I was always jovial. I never had, I knew that this place people fall sick if they start thinking about it. So I had to make sure that I'm always upbeat, exercising, making sure I'm always happy. Ate my food whenever it was there, and there was no single day that I was down or sick. I can't remember, really.
But I hear there were always people coming to see and cheer you at the prison. Is that true?
I was the most visited prisoner, I think, until today.
Really?
I could be the most visited prisoner ever there, because when I left, the 2 months that I've been there was a special book just for me where visitors were signing.
Just for you?
Yes.
Alias amina bwera Lucius Banda azisaina umu.
Masaina.
Chifua ichi chikumadzaza chibuku chodza wanale.
Chibuku nsanga. Ndiye muzingo saina. They had to take changari chidayari jodi chajaga icho. Kumalemba it filled up. I had thousands. I had some.
Who were these people?
Some I don't know. Some would come all the way from Chitipa. And they would Chitipa and the Bozoko 9.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kuwera bus?
Yes.
Kupita kwa pa prison again nali kuti?
Kuzomba.
From Chitipa kupita Kuzomba just to see you in prison?
Yes. There was one boy who came from Ponera. I actually had to give him transport. And he didn't ask for transport, but I just thought, would you transport?
That's Lucius Banda, our guest today in the program Cruise 5. What is the next song going to be?
Play me my other hero,
yes.
Wambali Mkandawire.
Oh, powerful artist.
Kujipereka amuna. That man has shaped up my career. It's one guy. In fact, when you were talking about Mabala being one of the hardest songs,
yeah,
Wambali had been singing songs.
Yeah,
it was poetic in his approach. Me, I just went panya panya. So he was the inspiration in a way.
Nkujipereka from Wambali Mkandawire in Cruise 5. Today in Cruise 5, we are talking to Honorable Lucius Banda, who is a member of the United Democratic Front. He is a member of parliament for Balaka North, and he is also a very well-known musician in Malawi. I understand you are considering to contest in another constituency, not the one that you're currently contesting in.
Not true.
Not true?
Not at all.
So you are still in Balaka North?
Balaka North.
You are not changing your constituency?
No, I won't do such.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But you are gunning for the UDF presidency, is that true?
It is true, yes.
You want to become the president of the United Democratic Front?
I will have to, yes.
Why?
Because we need to do that. There are times when you have no choice but to do what is right.
And what is right is for you to contest for that presidency?
Yes.
What makes you think you're a better man than Atupele Muluzi, who is currently leading the party?
Well, I'm not saying I'm a better man. Sometimes it's not always... Better is not the right word. But I think I'm more stable, I'm more reliable as a leader of a political party. You
know the senior Muluzi very well, Dr. Bakiri Muluzi.
I love him, he's my father.
Actually, he named, he's a godfather for your son,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Yes.
So have you told him that you're contesting against his son?
I have always avoided to talk politics to him because he quitted politics. He's no longer in politics.
Is he no longer in politics?
Not at all. Not at all. He's never involved in politics, unless I don't know.
Do you think he would support you if you became the president of the UDF? Do you think you would have his blessings?
He's a Democrat. He's a Democrat. He's a man who actually preached democracy in this country in the early years of Matipati. I don't think he should fail to support me because he knows that I strongly believe in democracy.
But you are in an enviable position where you're contesting against a man whose father is the one who started the party that you're contesting. It's a jigsaw puzzle.
For your information, the party was not started by Dr. Muluzi.
Oh, it was not?
No. Dr. Muluzi started a party with other people.
Mhm.
He was not
Alone.
alone. It's different from cases of PP,
Mhm.
whereby you could visibly see that the party was started by an individual.
Okay.
It's different from DPP, where we also, the late Bingu, may his soul rest in peace, starting a party. This party was formed by a group of people. The Edward Bonalis, the Brown Pingajilas, the late Samuel Pasos, together started a party and choose a person, you'll be the president. That does not make the person the owner of the party.
Well, but he is the de facto owner of the party.
That's if you want. If you insist.
Who funds the UDF?
These are the issues now we need to fix. We need now to grow out of that, to graduate from that.
Graduate from what?
The question who funds must be graduated from, because as long as a party has someone who funds, it's not operating normally.
As we are speaking, who is funding it?
Well, there are initiatives that are being taken.
Mhm.
So far, people are buying ID cards.
Mhm.
But of course, Dr. Mluzi has been helping the party.
So if you beat his son in this race, he would have to be supporting you other than his son. And I don't know, it doesn't look like something that could happen to me.
I don't think I will need an individual's support. My style of leadership will be different. We, all of us, poor as we are, will put our money and mind and efforts together and run a party. If a party has to be funded by one individual, it is not operating as a party.
Your party is in a peculiar union with the Democratic Progressive Party as we speak, and you don't seem to be particularly pleased about that.
I am not, I will not, I have never been pleased with it.
Why?
And, well, I just didn't find it right, and I think sooner or later I'll be vindicated that it was not a fair thing, it was not a good thing, it was not healthy for our party.
But that means you'd be going against the decision of your president, Honorable Tupele Muluzi, because he's the one who is actually representing the party in this union.
Well, in a democracy, people differing is allowed. People can differ in opinion. I mean, in opinion. But it remains a difference in principle. It's okay. And that's why we call it a democratic party. You can't expect everyone to agree with everything.
How mature is democracy in the UDF? Do people accept what you're doing, or they take you as a rebel, or Garugira?
The word Ogalukira has always been there in Malawi. It has been said without understanding. But usually people, Ogalukira, have been the ones who were right in many cases.
So
Today
no.
we remember so many Ogalukira. Some of them died.
How many are not Garugira?
But then we look back at them and say, thank you.
Chifukwa cha Ogalukira.
Chifukwa cha kugalukira kwako.
Ndenu kugalukira kuti patsogolo lizairoti ajana galukira ajana achita bwino.
No, Job, I was part of the people that fought for Matipati. You just talked about my song and you said it was a shock. That was an investment. I invested my life in the cause of us getting Matipati in this country. And when I see tendencies that kill Matipati, ideas of one party wanting to consume other parties, kill other parties and remain alone, as an activist, I wake up and I say, no, we're going back somewhere else. So all I'm trying to say is I just want us to safeguard Matipati.
Is there something that can be done to make you change your mind and not stand for presidency for UDF? Is there something that could make you change your mind?
Well, at first when I talked about standing, I made it clear that it wasn't really my dream, like I've told you, that I'm still striving with study and all that. I thought after I'm done with all these, then I can do those dreams.
Okay.
But the dream is coming quicker because I am seeing the need. I'm seeing the vacuum. I'm seeing the need. Because
So you think there's a leadership vacuum in the UDF?
sometimes is being created to be realistic, because at a time like now, everyone is looking at his party. And if you don't have your leader looking at your party, working somewhere else's party, in someone else's party, there you have a problem.
If Atupele says, okay guys, this is it, I'm out of the DPP government and I'm back in UDF, let's build the party, let's contest in 2019, are you still going to vie for presidency of the UDF?
Like I said at first, I would have loved, if that was done sooner, I would have come in to assist. But after I said that, I've realized that we would still have a second problem. The second problem would be, what are we going to say to people? Because when you are campaigning as an opposition person, you talk about the failures of the government. But if we have been with that same government, what do you say?
So you think Atupele is compromised now?
I don't think so, but people say so.
So he is compromised. That's what people say.
Yeah.
What surprises me, and I want you to help me understand this, is that when the UDF was in power for 10 good years, it had probably the best infrastructure, very nice offices, huge and spacious rooms, very nice cars. It wouldn't take you 2 hours driving around town before you saw a pickup, yeah, UDF. Now, many years later, when it's been out of government, you don't see those things anymore. You look at the regional headquarters of the UDF, oh my goodness, the building is in total disrepair. And then you ask yourself, what happened? From your understanding, what happened?
Well, I also see the same and worry that what happened?
What happened? Where did they get that money? And what happened to those sources?
It would be difficult for me to answer on behalf of the people who were running the party then, because honestly, I was only young. I was affiliated to UDF in a way, but you notice that I really joined politics, mainstream politics, when UDF was left with a few months
in power.
Because immediately after, it's when DPP was formed and we went out of power. If you ask me what I would do to sustain my party, that even if it gets into power and get out, it will remain the same. I've got a lot of examples of parties in Africa that I admire. Chama cha Mapinduzi, ANC, these are the models that I would look up to. ZANU-PF, they've got buildings, they've got investments. They are allowed to trade. They're private entities. They can actually do business. They should be able to sustain themselves.
It should worry you as a potential president of this country that this trend keeps repeating itself. Because when you look at the UDF, you see that trend happening. When you look at DPP, you see that trend happening. When you look at PP, for the short period that it was in power, it was probably the richest party in the country, judging by what it was showing off. So much party cloth. You don't see it anymore these days. Plates, everything. The president was all over the place. Cars, PP cars were all over. It should worry you that there's this trend that keeps repeating itself. And I'm curious to know how you do things differently if you became the leader of the party.
It's very easy because I've seen all the mistakes being made. It's very easy for us to change and improve. In the first place, it's back to what I was saying at first. This tradition of who owns this party, who funds this party, is what makes the situation get to this. We will need to teach our people to own a party. Malawians are able to support football, support our bullets. Amata kusonka ndrama to support bullets. When Malawians will be taught and understand that when you have a political party, it's your baby, you need to support it.
Zama card is many zongunenazo.
Whether it will be Makad,
Zama card is many.
issue of Makad is different from if any party would bring a card today. That time we were one party state, and a card somehow was not very necessary because by default everybody was a member of MCP. You didn't need to be identified. So it wasn't really necessary. According, that's my opinion.
Yes.
Now, we need Tizinto, not necessarily Makadi. You could have Marist bands, you could have my syndicates supporting a party as a way, not necessarily that you want to wear that thing, but as a conduit, the way you can use to give a little something to that organization that you love. So
that's the model that you would use?
I would spend my time preaching to people to learn that, because that is what will kill corruption. If people are worried about corruption, the genesis of corruption is party finance. Financing ya Zipani. Party financing is what actually brings around corruption. People, when they're in power, they are forced to connive with contractors, give deal to this one and get a percentage so that we buy campaign material. When people are told, Malawians are told, guys, let us support our parties. For example, if UDF has 1 million supporters and each supporter buys Kariste Bandika 1,000 kwacha in support, and this is money he struggles to find, Akali Maganyu, Aputika, 1,000. Do the mathematics of 1,000 times 1 million. How much money is that? It's a lot of money. With that money, you can run a party. And if you have different other things that are available, my wristbands, my syndicate, my t-shirts, Kumagula, if you go to Johannesburg in the Truly House, you're going to find all those merchandise for ANC t-shirts. You go there, you buy. People are using. Yes, that's where we get it wrong. We all do that because that's what's on play. But we will try to plead with the people. Let us try this. When we understand, things will be better.
That's our guest today. In Cruise 5, Honorable Lucius Banda. He's a politician and a musician. Your next choice of song?
My next choice of song will come from one of the young musicians that I admire a lot, from Malawi.
Yes.
This one is Lulu.
Amemba Bwino.
Kwambi.
What's wrong with that guy? He's not as big as he should be.
No, he's just ahead of our time.
He's ahead of our time?
Yeah, when we get up to his level,
understand.
He'll be, yes. He's like, how can I, he's like a Toyota 2020.
Oh,
so
we
are still driving 2018. Lulu is the future of music.
Let's listen to the future of music doing Kumalembe. This is Cruise 5, and today we are talking to Honorable Lucius Banda. Currently, he's a member of parliament for Balaka North. He's going to contest again in that constituency, and he's also going to contest for the presidency of the UDF. Should he win that presidency, then the UDF might go to the polls in 2019, and you might end up becoming the president of the country of Malawi.
Sure.
Is that something that you look forward to?
Not very excited, of course, but it's a service I would render to preside over a country that I love so much. I think it would be a very easy task.
Do you ever think of yourself as the president of Malawi?
As a better president of Malawi, actually.
You think of yourself as a better president of the country?
Yes.
What would be the thing that you would dedicate most of your energy most if you were the president of this country? What would unlock the potential that we have? What's that thing?
The number one problem we have is that our bucket has got holes.
So the water that we're putting
just keeps running all over. Because if that bucket those holes are sealed, then we can start doing other things. Corruption is a cancer which our country is suffering from. I will be the first example against corruption. I know it won't be easy, there'll be a lot of enemies, but if you stamp out corruption completely by being the pioneer, being an example yourself, declare what you have honestly and make it clear to everyone, including those people helping you, that guys, If you think we're going to win this thing and it's party, we have to fix the country.
But it looks like your personal bucket has got a lot of holes, because people have said that you're a very bad debtor. There are a lot of people that you owe money that you are not paying.
Well,
especially the artists that you have worked with.
Well, those are issues that people say, why don't they take me to court? Because saying something about someone is very easy. But if the thing is true, I mean, when someone owes you money, it's simple and straightforward. Go to court and claim your money.
Why would you want things to go that far instead of just giving them
I'm just trying to tell you that there are no date. Okay, I owe people as a human being. I could be owing a bank somewhere.
Yes.
I could be owing someone for services and delivery of issues, which is normal. If you stop owing people, you're no longer in business. But that I owe someone that I didn't pay, that is not true.
So you always make sure that you pay for the services that you use from people.
Exactly. There are times it may take longer, but at the end of the day, I will pay.
We have to wind up Cruise 5 now. I've got a set of questions that I would like to ask you, and you can only answer yes or no to them. Is that a game you're willing to play with me?
That's not an easy one.
That's not an easy one. I don't like easy things. It wasn't easy to get you, so it shouldn't be very easy for. But it's not a big deal. Just a few questions, really.
It depends.
If you don't want to answer, you can always say pass. But first, you have to tell us your full name.
My name is Lucius Chichio Chidampamba Banda.
Do you have any tattoos?
Nope.
Do you have any piercings?
Nope.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Have you ever shot a gun?
Yes.
Have you cried over someone?
That's not easy. It depends. Yes.
Well, the answer is yes. Have you fallen in love before?
Yes.
Have you ever killed a chicken?
Of course, yes.
Have you gotten into a fight before?
Several.
Have you gotten any
scars all over?
Have you gotten any surgeries?
No.
Have you ever been hospitalized?
Yes.
Have you donated blood?
No.
Have you ever smoked weed?
That's so hard. That's so hard. I can only answer with a sentence.
No, yes or no. Okay, let's answer with a sentence then.
Every youth has gone through that.
And you have been a youth, so I guess we know what that means. Have you ever drank alcohol?
Oh, yes.
Have you broken someone's heart?
Yeah.
Have you had a crush on someone?
Of course, yes.
Do you have presidential ambitions?
Ambition is not the right word.
Do you want to be president of Malawi?
Yes.
All right, that was an energetic yes from our guest today in Cruise 5. And that's how we wrap it up. See, it wasn't that high.
It was so hard.
It wasn't that high.
Look at tears in my eyes. That was the biggest punishment of the whole interview.
The last song.
The last song. These brothers, the great angels, Musalori.
Yes.
This is a prayer that I always use if I want to get something from God. I always say, Amboye, don't accept that these children should fail to go to school. God, don't accept that that poor woman should not eat. Please help me. So when great angels came with the song Musalori, Kuteanawa Feninjara, I just thought they sang my issue. So great angels, Salori.
And that's how we wind it up. Great angels, Musalori. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.